It is the Audio Mullet Show. I'm Doug Tenaple.
And I'm Ethan Nicole.
Yeah.
Welcome
and
to the Audio
together,
Mullet.
We're Audio Mullet.
Minus Mike.
Minus Mike. Thank God.
Is Mike even on this show anymore?
Is Mike even alive? We haven't heard from him.
Yeah. He came back from France.
Yeah, he got
Who goes to France?
He got franced.
What kind of fancy pants goes to France and he goes to like tennis games? Doesn't he go to tennis games?
He does. He probably came back with a beauty mark and well, he already wears like the eyes
like a
shirts.
French mime.
Yeah. He'll have like clam diggers or capris. What do they call? Who wear like capris and just kind of look like a French bum. Flip flops.
Yep. He's embarrassed about this podcast.
I remember back in his youth, he worked at a cheese factory, and the French are all about the stinky cheese. So I think when he went back there might have been some kind of a weird reprogramming where the cheese got him. Like he comes back with just a giant cheese wheel, like roped to his back, like the Led Zeppelin cover. Instead of the thresh on his back, he's got like a big wheel of cheese with his flip-flops on. He's all French bohemian now. And he's like 2 inches from Canada, and they all speak French.
That's true. Yeah, so he's long gone.
Yeah, there have been a lot of signs.
Everybody say a prayer for Mike.
Yeah, say a prayer for Mike. Poor guy. We'll get him back out.
I texted his wife. His wife to see if she'd come on.
Bridget.
She said she wants to come on, but yeah, Bridget. But yeah, I haven't heard back.
She'd be good. Anyways, we're the Audio Mullet. What have you been doing this week?
I have been recording, doing a lot with Babylon Bee as usual.
You guys are blowing up with media.
We talked to Candace Owens this week.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy. It was weird because we met her at a hotel.
She's awesome.
For people that don't know who Candace Owens is, she's kind of this firecracker, black conservative woman, and yeah, she's all over YouTube because she does all those like. Candace Owens totally owns the libs kind of videos, you know.
Yeah, she's a blast. We love her.
Yeah. And yeah, it was weird because it's just a weird way to meet somebody. Like we rented this little room at a hotel and all of a sudden she's there. She walks in and we just all start trying to talk. And then the thing is about when you're in a podcast, like you just have to make it work. You have to talk. And so we had all these questions ahead of time, but you don't know what it's going to be like when you're actually in the conversation.
Did you?
But it went pretty well. That's going to come out this week, so you guys can decide for yourselves.
Did you tamp down your disdain and hatred of Trump around her because she's a Trumper? Did you pretend like? I avoided. Did you not a lot?
I don't know if I have disdain. Yeah, I just kind of I didn't get into it.
Yeah.
I didn't get into that. I never mentioned that I didn't vote for Trump to her.
Yeah, she'd go.
I didn't want to get that Candace fire.
Yeah, she'd go. You're just another useful idiot, which I agree with. But don't you think, do you hear her for her love of Trump? Don't you understand from other people who are like really concerned with like what the left is doing to culture, what they've done to the black family and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Can't you see like...
I think I see more now than I did before the election that with how crazy it's getting with the woke left. That what we needed, like even if we had like a psychotic baboon as president, like we needed somebody who was smashing everything, or who just wasn't listening, and everything just gets bounced off of, you know, like
we got not a baboon, an orangutan. He's orange.
Yeah, we got an orangutan. Yeah,
we got an orangutan, and that's why I want to go up and shake all of these anti-Trumpers, like our brother Jonah Goldberg. And just shake him and go, do you understand, like, who else is going to fight the left? Was Jeb? Is he the voice that's going to go and break all their furniture? And I mean that figuratively. I don't mean that I want a thug to go in and be as big of an idiot as Trump is, but he is the only one who would fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that he'd fight to me as much as that he just doesn't care. And almost every politician cares about how they're liked, how they're looked at, how they're seen. Yeah. He just doesn't care.
Ted Cruz
that's what we needed. Really, we did need that.
Ted Cruz is intelligent and wants to be intelligent and wants to have manners. And Trump doesn't want to be intelligent. He doesn't want to be a gentleman, and he doesn't want to have manners.
Yeah.
He wants to break their furniture. So, and he's the only one. So that's kind of why when I see Candace Owens and stuff like that, then I'm extra proud to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
Just you can see how all the cocktail parties are just horrified at.
I know.
They're just going like, remember when manners meant something? Remember? And I do remember. They mannered us. They're going to manner us all the way into a gulag.
But we can't go on forever having presidents like Trump, can we?
We can't. But
just to be clear to the listeners, like, I do feel like the system that we were headed down, it needed that orangutan.
Yeah.
Hopefully it creates some kind of reset.
Yeah, that's how I felt when he won. I felt like he was the president of our times, but there is no other Trump in the same way that there's no other Bush. There's no other Obama. There's no other Clinton. If you look at how unique our presidents are, they're not in the type of each other. I mean, George H.W. Bush was nothing like, or Herbert H. Bush was nothing like Reagan.
But when you look at Trump, they almost all are very much alike because he's so different, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now that's true. He does make all the others similar, but
they're in a genre. Yeah.
But in the same way,
new musical genre.
Someone like AOC makes Obama seem moderate.
Well, right. And I think that's why AOC is rising, because she's kind of their Trump. Like, she's just the one who says whatever comes to her head, and she's dumb, but they like it.
Yeah, she's like a less pretty Trump.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Caught me out.
I think she's really cute. I think she's really cute.
She's pretty, yeah.
Really cute.
Yeah, a lot of people making fun of her looks. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah, come on, she's dude. Cute. Where you been? She's adorable.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get onto our first topic. Let's do the first topic.
Yeah, we got a topic here. We're going to talk about, there's all these phrases and slogans and things, just terms people use. Sometimes they mean them to mean good, and we all kind of accept it like, oh yeah, that's good or bad. But really they don't mean either. So I want to just we'll try to think of some, but and a good example is the word progress. Well, it's progress. And progress, it always matters. I mean, this is like an obvious one, but obviously you need to know what we're progressing towards for that word to mean good or bad.
Yeah, this is very
people never say
very Chestertonian. What? He was right. He was super skeptical so this is like back in the early 1900s when Derrida and Wittgenstein and the postmodernists were coming up and stealing language and saying the words are the power and you can redefine them. They have no fixed meaning and all that stuff. And suddenly whatever they were into became progress. Right. Same thing with liberal.
Liberal.
You might even say with conservatives being for Trump, because there's almost nothing conservative about his morals.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like conservative just means not as liberal as liberals.
Well, that's true. No matter what, you conserve.
Whatever they're doing, just dial it back a bit.
Yeah. So progress, they would basically they announce whatever they like is progressive, no matter how regressive it is. And then, or the same thing with that was another one where Chesterton really hits us on the word evolution. It's like whatever they declare is evolving, and it's implied that evolution is always getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. It really dawned on me that the whole paradigm that evolution creates, if you believe that nothing can, like all this can come out from nothing, and that everything just from teeny tiny changes can go really in any direction.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So really we can be the change. So we really could create like our own genders and stuff like that if we wanted to, like all this stuff. And that's a side thought, but that's something that I don't think I had really put that together when I thought about, I knew of it as a theory of how we all got here.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. It's a theory of where we're all headed, and that it's that we can, and that's why you're bad if you are messing up that pathway.
Yeah.
That's why you're evil.
Yeah. They mean like in your anti-science, your anti-progress.
Yeah.
like what is it about me? And you can literally say something scientific, like the unborn human is 100% human. And they'll go, define human, but is it a person? You know, and then they just ruin another word, you know, that they destroy.
Yeah.
Okay, another word that I hear a lot these days is nationalism. That's another floating
Nationalism.
word, to be a nationalist. Or
Yeah,
alt-right became racist, and the OK sign now becomes racist. Like they redefine
Yeah, the
these
OK
things
sign.
to mean they have their new secret code, and they're just going to project it with all of their media and try and see if they can get it to stick.
Well, this is all stuff that's being relabeled to say it really means white supremacy, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've heard classical liberal. If you call yourself a classical liberal, that's code for your white supremacist.
Oh, those classically liberal white supremacists I know.
Yeah.
They're so
Classical liberal.
classically liberal. Yeah, liberal's another word. So you have guys like Ben Shapiro bending over backwards to make sure that he knows, like, and by the way, I really separate the word liberal from leftist, or Prager says the classic liberal today is a conservative.
Right, like the JFK liberal.
Yeah. I'm like, can't we just use the words? Just, no, I won't give you the word liberal. I won't give you the word progress.
Yeah. So what are some other ones that we use? Or, I mean, there's even like it's divisive or divided, things being divisive. Not like, and this is stuff for me to realize, because you know me, I do tend to be like, I like everybody to be all friends and having conversations and being bipartisan and stuff like that. But divisive and even the word bipartisan both mean nothing on their own. We use them all the time. Like, it's not bipartisan.
Yeah.
So, well, is it good or bad though? That's the main question.
Yeah. That's what they really say. It's like when it's bad,
so they're saying it's bipartisan. They're saying, yeah.
What about, and by the way, I'm bipartisan friendly, but I'm bipartisan curious. You could say.
You got a little laugh.
Yeah, tiny. I'm trying. I'm digging deep. What's so maybe what we're talking about is kind of the projection of words. Like now they're making if you address a crowd and you say, "Hey guys," and there's a girl out there, and you can't even call her a girl. There's a I don't even know if you're allowed to call them women anymore. Like there's a non-traditional male person, and I don't even know what to call them. They're breaking language.
That's a weird thing too, because then that stuff they're being very specific about language and very like pretty black and white. Like it has to be very specific. But then on these other terms, it's very vague.
Yeah, and everything's like an army to them. Why is everything like? I just don't see the right saying like this word. We have to have it. You will give it to us, or even we must conserve it, and you're evil.
Marriage.
Oh, no, that's a good one. Marriage. But they got the word. They were just like, in fact, so many on the right were so stupid giving them that word. The right were just like, hey, let's keep this, marriage shouldn't be involved in the government. The government has no reason to endorse marriage. The most stabilizing factor in man's history for the family. The government should just be totally neutral about it.
Yeah.
Redefine it. Okay, well, I say I'm married.
To me, that was what the debate always was about, was what the word actually means. And and once again, that kind of hits on what I talked about with the whole evolution paradigm. We can make it mean what we want it to mean.
Yeah. You marry two sexes. You're not marrying two people. It also has nothing to do with love. It's not who you love. People got married. The definition of love being rightfully observing your commitment and promise to each other is the greatest form of love. And in the relativist age, it become meaning my feelings, my emotional, romantic feelings to other people. And then today, they always say the love is gone. The romantic feelings are gone in the marriage. And they're like, we got to split up because I don't love you anymore. When love is being faithful, perhaps even when the feelings aren't there. For many married couples, for months, they're faithful to each other until the feeling comes back.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about all that. I don't know that's a big topic.
Yeah, that's probably another topic. We'll write that down. What happens when you fall out of love with your spouse? That'd be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd have to have gotten there. Have you gotten there?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that you do there's definitely like you don't fall out of love, but you get out of that. Yeah, you're not like making out on the floor.
That's what I mean. It's like when, and I think there's people that go like, I don't want to make out with this person on the floor anymore. I mustn't love her.
Yeah. I think that, one thing for me it was interesting about my marriage is that we were just, we were in our early 30s when we got together. So we didn't have a lot of that kind of,
you weren't
ignorance. We didn't bring a lot of ignorance into things as much as we still had it. There's plenty of ignorance to go around between males and females in that relationship, but
I was 23.
There's a lot of that stuff.
I was 23 when I was married to the beloved Miss Naples. I almost feel sorry for myself for how just stupid and gooey I felt. I mean, I was happy that that we were together in that innocent age and it was wonderful and stuff. But that is not the stuff that sustains a marriage. It's the passion that gets it started. But now it's like it's an art form now. Now it's art.
So I don't know if my mic's picking it up, but I think they're doing some kind of construction here at the office.
I can't hear it.
Okay.
They're using velvet hammers.
Someone's drilling something or jackhammering in the couple of rooms down.
Always with the jackhammer, these construction people. I can't even lift a jackhammer. I used one for the first time last year on my pond. I felt like such a man. It about shook my body apart. And I go, there's people out there that have to work like 8 hours a day running this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so other terms that people use. Well, a lot of the catchphrases of our culture that have been coming out, like even Me Too or...
You mentioned tribalism on the pre-show.
Yeah, tribalism.
That's my tribe.
And that's one thing. Yep. And that's the one that I have to tell myself because I do think you should be wary of tribalism. But at the same time, we need to remember that there can be good tribes and bad tribes, and it doesn't necessarily mean a thing is bad if it's tribal. I'm such a
angry, rebellious individual that I don't feel like I belong to a tribe. I'm looking around going, where the hell's my tribe that has my back and that I will defend and carve all my values up and forgive them for all these sins against the opposite tribe? So like, I'm just saying to use that word on everyone is in and of itself tribalism. They're belonging to a tribe that uses the word tribalism. And I don't effing belong to your tribe. So keep your word.
Well, I think that, it is a lonely kind of, it doesn't feel like you're in a tribe that much when you are, maybe it's just a very small tribe, but when you're in the arts or you're in the creative field where we're at, and you're leaning to the right and, a Christian conservative, you don't feel like you feel like you're in a very scattered little tribe, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe my tribe is our contrarians. So I'm in the tribe of contrarians for which we exist in every community and we're screwing everything up. We're the ones causing all the problems that just can't get on board. That's my tribe. Those are my people.
And I could not unpack this if I tried, but there's a book that I read about trying to come at things from a more neutral perspective. And one of the things that he laid out in there was he basically made the case that you can't think for yourself. Like the whole idea of thinking for yourself, that you could just like wipe away all biases and just think for yourself. We use the term all the time, but nobody can really do that. And he laid a lot of evidence out. I have none right now, but
was that Frankie Schaeffer? Do you think Frankie Schaeffer, the son of Francis Schaeffer, could that be him?
No, it was a newer book. I can't remember the name of the writer.
Sounds like a Malcolm Gladwell thing.
No, it wasn't Malcolm Gladwell.
It's like, I have this poorly researched science that I'm just gonna.
It was kind of a How to Disagree Well book or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Something like that. But it was just interesting to think that like you can try your hardest to be neutral, but you're always going to have stuff, we all have biases. We have just like ways that we lean and think, or we have relationships that our thoughts are going to affect. And
that's fair enough.
Anyway. What are some other ones around? What was the one that was going around during the Me Too movement? Believe women.
Yeah.
Such a meaningless statement.
Yeah.
It just means nothing.
Because, first of all, they didn't believe women when they disagreed with them.
Yeah.
And then
nobody.
very selective.
So stupid.
But don't criticize kids. Criticize kids. Believe women.
Yeah.
Don't believe women.
Yeah. Who are you to criticize a kid? It's like, whatever. What about the Covington kids? You know, the kid in the MAGA hat. You put a MAGA hat on that Greta girl, and suddenly it's okay to criticize her.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Was on my show, I was talking to a friend who defended that the environmentalist kid, the problem child, and I already knew as soon as they said that, someone else on my show was going to say, "What about the Covington kid?" So just the whole conversation was so boring as soon as
they're already all canned.
I brought up that. Exactly. It's like, I already know what the response is, and here's the counter response.
It's like the gun argument. That's one of the Babylon Bee articles I did.
Yeah.
Like you can get a deck of cards that have every gun argument, and you just like hold this one up and kind of pass it back and forth. You can get through it real quick because you know every single gun debate has the exact same talking points.
And there's only one sequence you can roll them out on because they like, always go back. It's like, if this card's played, then play this card.
Yep, exactly.
Stupid. We're morons. We're in the moron tribe, Ethan. You want to talk about tribalism? And doesn't everyone see it? Everyone looks around and goes, we're idiots. The same way that everyone looks around and goes, I hate Twitter, and we're all on it.
Yeah.
It's like, we're all in agreement. This is all stupid, but somehow we can't get out of it. And just recognizing it as stupid isn't enough.
Yeah. What would we do if we could just stop and make everything how we want it, or how we think would be good?
I don't even trust myself enough to do that.
Yeah, I don't.
It'd scare me. So maybe chaos is better than my...
Could we create like a commune in the forest to have like cabins?
I think they've tried that.
Yeah, that usually turns out, people are like poisoning water supplies and having giant orgy cults.
Yeah. Like even Washington, D.C., like they should obliterate that place. They should not have all the politics, I should call them politicians. They shouldn't have them all leaving their little jurisdictions that they lead to meet together with all these other brainiacs who are in charge of everything. They should get rid of it and make you like Skype in. You should have to Skype in.
Yeah.
You should always have to broadcast into Washington from the most impoverished person's house in your state or district. You should always have to broadcast from their living room. I think that would change things. Washington, D.C. is now it's conducted on the streets next to a homeless guy. So just so you know what your job is.
That's a term that often is very generic. The poor.
The poor.
What do we mean? What do we even mean by that?
Yeah, well, from what I see, it's a able-bodied guy that just wants my money.
Yes.
I don't even know what to do about him, though. The poor.
But even like, what does it mean? Like that was something Thomas Sowell used to point out. The term "the poor," like the poor now generally have 2 cars, multiple television sets, like
cable, air conditioning.
Cable, air conditioning. Like the term has changed. And I say this as a person who grew up. As I've grown up and made friends, I've realized I was one of the poorest of my friends.
Yeah, like you've lived in a car.
Well, my dad lived in a van, but my mom was in low-income housing, so she was in the housing that the government set up so that because it was so poor.
You were just qualifying what I said, and you made it even worse. You know, when my dad and mom were divorced, and I would go on visitation to my dad, I would stay in his van.
And then we go back to the low-income housing in the meth neighborhood, and the church would stop by with boxes of food. I'd understand when I was a kid, like why that was happening. Like, oh, that's cool. The church just brings people food. It was like the worst, like canned food and boxes of stuffing. Yeah. But
beets, canned beets that no one wants to eat.
So I mean, my perspective is, I'm not coming from this like guy sitting in a lavender bathrobe who's never been poor. It's more like you see the term used, and it's like, what does it mean? Like, what does it really mean when we're talking about the poor? Because there's the poor could be my mom who is working her butt off at 3 jobs, and it could also be, some guy who just is a slob, not doing anything.
When I think of poor, I think of you can't buy food. Because to me, if you can eat, can't put a roof on your head.
AOC just said that poverty should be $40,000 a year.
Yeah, she's wrong on that.
Poverty line.
In New York.
It's pretty insane.
Hey, it's not my fault you want to live in New York. You know what? I know a lot of people that are struggling in LA. And you know what I say? Move out of LA because almost everywhere else in the world is free by comparison. And I love LA.
Seriously.
Love it. I love Southern California. I'm out here in Tennessee. If you think I'd be out here if I had $5 million in my bank account, you're crazy. I'd be on the beach, man. So those people are choosing to live there, and I have no sympathy for them.
Yeah.
No sympathy for your poverty if you're living in LA. It's like, go somewhere that's cheap where you can get a job as a barista and you could pay rent. They don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is the weird thing. I mean, I don't understand somebody who lives in LA or New York to work a minimum wage job. I understand if you're a teenager living there and it's a stepping stone.
Yeah. But do you have a right to live? Do you have a right to live in New York and have a work? Do you have a right to live in La Jolla, and one of the richest counties in California, beach or Santa Monica, and say I have a right to a roof over my head and a living wage if I go work somewhere? It's like I'd be fine if I lived in some BF nowhere town outside of Texas or something, but I don't want to go there. I want to be in Santa Monica. I have a right. So that's the thing with the homeless thing that I don't get is like I see an able-bodied working man who it just looks like he chose to go on the street. And then the other one that I just can't get over, which is like most homeless people I see, is paranoid, is schizophrenics. It's like, I don't know what to do with that guy.
Yeah.
Because if he's talking to himself and slobbering, I look at him and I just go, God, what can I do? Like I'll buy him food. But it's like, that's not even a Band-Aid. That guy's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like that guy needs like full-time care.
I know. And how do you get in his head even to like get him out of that?
Yeah.
He's, or maybe he needs heavy medication or something. And the state is going to have to force him to take it. So now you have like the Big Brother Orwellian thing, hooking him up to the Clockwork Orange chair and jamming medicine in his mouth. It's time for your medicine. And I don't know. That's, I don't know what to do with the poor. So the poor, it can mean anything.
The poor could mean anything. Nuanced. People love that word.
Privilege.
Yeah, privilege.
Privilege.
Yeah, even everything we argue about, it means nothing. Even sexual orientation, like what turns you on sexually, it has so little to do with what you are as a human being and who you are and what matters about you. It means almost nothing.
Yeah. So if
and the color of your skin, it means nothing. Yeah. And it's all we talk about.
Yeah. What we're obsessed with is trivia. And then we ignore what is crucial.
Which is fast food.
What a segue. Yes, our next topic is fast food. Good one, Ethan.
Like that?
Well,
it's right on the 30-minute marker.
In defense of accurate wording, it is fast food.
That's true.
It is.
Did you ever see this was your topic idea, by the way, just as the obese guy, I would never bring it up.
Yeah, I just think everyone has an problem. I always talk about fast food. I'll if I eat it or if I always take pictures of it because other people are taking pictures of their gourmet meals, and I'll just like take a picture of a Whopper.
Instagram
a Whopper. Yeah, I was trying to find. And I know it's an old joke, but it really is true. Like what you get in the drive-thru is just like they threw that thing from across the room and caught it. It's like,
yeah.
It's like you're lucky.
You don't want to know. You don't want to think about what goes on in that kitchen.
You get a Big Mac and it's just like some assembly required. It was before they started bagging it too. Back before they bagged it. If it was an open burger, man, there was always lettuce out on the bun, outside the bun, all over the package.
Yeah.
And some people go nuts on mayo, some of those fast food places. It's like,
oh yeah, they have a giant plunger that squirts it out.
Yeah, you pick that thing up at some of these chains, and depending on who's working it, and it's just
Burger King, their chicken sandwiches just blast mayo out like it's like this. Yeah. Like the sandwich has white diarrhea.
Yeah, and I'm like, easy, man, easy. Because I'm late to liking mayo. So I just, you know what, if there was mayo on my burger, I wanted it lightly on there, almost like you were buttering bread or something. And it would come in an inch thick. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get on this mayo stuff. I did slowly come around, and now I'm semi okay with it if I don't think about it.
My friend Anthony, who was in our band, he had like almost like the way that a like grand wizard of the KKK would feel towards seeing like a black man into the room.
Yeah.
Like that's how he felt towards mayonnaise if he saw somebody eating it. He'd sit there and start kind of hissing under his breath at him and like,
yeah,
how dare you come around here with that, boy?
Yeah, I was that way for my youth, but then I overcame most of my food yucky stuff.
Like I'd have to like hide to eat my mayonnaise around him. And now his wife got him to ease up, and now because she liked mayonnaise. See, women, this is one amazing thing about wives. All your biases.
They really can
they
work on you.
They challenge your biases.
Yeah, well, over time.
He eats mayonnaise now.
They'll break you over time.
Yeah.
And they have the ultimate card, which is you know what.
Yeah.
So that really is how they rule the world. They play that card, and some guy, sooner or later, you're going to be eating mayonnaise. You're going to become a vegetarian. You're going to be into yoga. I don't care what it is, sooner or later.
Well, speaking of vegetarian, all these fast food places they're getting veggie burgers now. It's called the Beyond Burger, right?
Yeah.
Burger King has it now.
Yeah, which is stands for beyond rationality. This is it's like fast food virtue signaling too. First they all put the frickin' recycling label on the bag. It's on the bag, on every wrapper. It's all over their building. The recycle bins.
This paper has been used for other things, and now you're eating off of it.
Yeah, we proudly recycle. Okay, I get it. Everything is recycled. I get it.
But I always think these vegan foods. Have you ever been in a vegan restaurant? My wife likes
I would not
restaurants.
step foot.
And for the short period I went vegan, and I was very healthy.
New age patchouli. It would creep me out. The people in there would creep me out. They're not of my tribe, Ethan.
Yeah, they are. They will creep you out. But they have all these slogans that are very condescending. It's like a marketing group sits around thinking of like, how can we get this more condescending?
Yeah.
Like the Beyond Burger.
Yeah.
There is like
so beyond it's already
cruelty.
named like progressive.
Or Beyond You, yeah. Or like the more righteous than the one true Christ burger or something. Yeah. Like they could come up with something like that.
Yeah. Like not murder burger.
Yeah. Yeah.
The not murder.
Not a giant Hannah Fitler chicken patty.
Yeah, we have this frou-frou burger place out here in Tennessee. It was called Burger Up. And it's like a $14 hamburger, and it's all like, I went into go pee, and above the urinal there was this huge sign about all of the great things that their restaurant does. It's like locally farm-raised, non-GMO. It was like a 20 bullet point list. And I felt like I was just being lectured to by a-hole burger place. Burgers were good, by the way. But like, I'm just going, okay, get over yourself, man. You still had to murder a cow. So don't give me this self-righteous stuff. You still killed a beautiful animal. So I got that on you.
Yeah, I remember this hotel I was staying in, and there was little things everywhere, like little signs everywhere that were like...
The shampoo bottle, they're lecturing you like...
Shampoo bottle, yeah. You could go without shampoo tonight and then save a seal, and then you could go without... You could not use a towel tomorrow, and then you could save a polar bear, and then just goes to this whole thing.
Yeah, this is the Hyatt. This is a national chain. They have these giant printed signs like, just leave this outside of your door, and the cleaning lady won't come. I never want them in my room anyways. I leave those signs out for way more rational reasons than just being an environmentalist, for which I'm not. But now I want to put the sign. Now I want to make them come in and clean just to be anti-environmentalist tribe.
I know. I know. I always put the towel on the ground because it just pisses me off.
Yeah.
At some point, we're going to walk into a hotel and there'll be a garbage bag on the floor with a sign on it that says, if you'd really like to be nice to the environment, take this bag and go lay by the road tonight and pay us.
Yeah.
And that'll...
The towel...
You'll be saving the environment.
The towel on the floor...
Actually, it's plastic, though.
The towel previously known as white. Dude.
That's what freaks me out, those towels. How do they keep everything white? It's just got to be just tons of bleach and everything.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if they didn't want me to do a Rothko, then maybe they shouldn't have given me a white towel. If they didn't want a Rorschach test, maybe they shouldn't have given me a white towel. What do you think is going to happen?
Gross.
It's like, oh, I see an elephant. It's an elephant.
Well, if there's one
riding a bicycle.
If there's one place I eat lots of fast food, it's alone in a hotel room.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about favorite joints. Top favorite joint and worst favorite joint of major chains. So don't go too deep in the sticks. If you had a go-to place right now, or when you're really feeling hungry and guilty and you want to medicate your pain with that greasy carb bomb, where do you go? What do you get?
I go through phases, and it always is like it's the place that calls out to me when I'm alone, and I just like, I gotta do it. I gotta hit the drive-through. I gotta do it.
Mayor McCheese, Ethan.
So right now it's Chick-fil-A for sure.
Really, you're a Chick-fil-A guy?
Yeah. I don't know why, but for a while there when I moved to California, I think it might be what's newest, maybe, because Chick-fil-A is kind of recent in California-ish.
We have Chick-fil-A's
when I first moved to California,
all over Tennessee. And even the one that first came
started out there.
Yeah, when I was in LA, though, they opened that first one up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And
they first opened.
And I went and tried it, and I went, what's the big deal?
That's what's weird. A lot of these chains that everybody loves, when you first try it, you say that. You're like for instance, with In-N-Out Burger. People are crazy about it. And the first time I tried it, I was like, what's the big deal about this? It's just a normal old hamburger.
It's burger. I thought it was
going to... somehow, at some point, I got hooked on them too. I kept having to hit that drive-through and get that thing.
I thought I was going to get this big enlightenment experience. Just a burger. Yeah. And then your taste acclimates to it, and then you get hooked on it?
I don't know. Or if maybe there's a drug in there that they put in that makes you like want... I don't know.
Yeah, called good beef.
Maybe it's
called beef.
The Bible verse. Something about it.
The murder instinct in you gets hooked.
The bun is soft and crispy at the same time.
See, they have Chick-fil-A's all over here in Tennessee. It's a state religion. And I mean, everyone here is like, hey, go Myrtle, let's get some Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, okay, let's get Chick-fil-A for the 14th time. And the belovedness to Naples, when she goes out, when the girls go to volleyball, every time they come home, they go to Chick-fil-A. And she's like, do you want anything from Chick-fil-A? I'm like, yes. Spicy chicken. And I eat it.
It is funny too. All the places like that have really low options. Like Chick-fil-A has very basic options, and In-N-Out Burger have very basic options.
So Chick-fil-A, it's definitely the cut of meat, right? It's a good hearty piece of breast. It's not like all pounded and flat and overly breaded or anything. It's just good. But still, it's not like enlightenment. And I thought I saw a meme or something where people are flipping out over Popeyes announced a chicken sandwich, and there's like lines around Popeyes, and there's people shooting each other in the drive-through. That sounds racist, I know, but
there's some kind of they're shooting them because they didn't have the chicken sandwich or something.
They ran out of sandwiches, and there was a shooting at a drive-through. They had video of it, and these guys were shooting us. I'm like, what?
I don't know if it was a thing the internet started or if it was Popeyes had some kind of ad campaign, but it was kind of like the idea was they're the other chicken sandwich. We got the other chicken sandwich over here. It's not doesn't have hate sauce on it.
Yeah, it's not. It's
not. I don't know
Christian.
If the internet created that idea or
no,
if he did. Yeah, but
Popeyes. This sounds so racist.
They have an ad campaign.
Popeyes is so. They're always like I always hear black people talking about Popeyes.
Yeah,
and the advertising is always blacks, and so when I go there, I feel like I'm like the white guy listening to hip hop, or
like you're intruding on something.
Yeah, and all over LA.
The first time I went to one in Portland, I was like, "Oh wait, am I supposed to be here?" I felt really awkward because it was like I was the only white guy in there.
It's like all my Hollywood friends that go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah,
they're all like, "Yeah, we're gonna get down," and they opened one up in Pasadena, which is so like honky land. But like all my agent friends and all the Hollywood people, they're all going to Roscoe's. I ate there, and it was like the scrawniest meatless bird just burnt.
Oh, yeah. I ate there too.
It was terrible.
Everybody talks like it's so great.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about this.
So it's like...
it's not horrible, but it's also... Actually, it wasn't great. The fried chicken was really dried.
Yeah.
Gristly.
But the whole place in LA was like packed with...
Oh, yeah. It's super popular.
With rich, white... coked out Hollywood people and black people, normal black people.
Yeah.
There's a guy selling these black market T-shirts outside, and that's where I bought my Rick James shirt. Was outside of Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. It just has a huge picture of Rick James on it, and I loved it. I don't know where it went.
It's like that.
I think Angie threw it away because I was wearing it so much.
Oh, yeah. It's like that weird flip side racism. Like, you know, like it's supposed to be racist to be like, oh, black people eat fried chicken.
Yeah.
But then the non-racist thing would be just to be like, fried chicken's for everybody. We all like it. I don't get what the whole deal with it is and why everybody has to connect food to people and their skin color.
Well,
instead it's like
it's cultural.
Like, oh, I like sitting with the black people and eating the fried chicken with them, or something like the Hollywood guys at the waffle place.
Yeah, and racism.
It's a weird reverse racism, right?
I can't believe we're already on racism.
I know. We can never get off. We got environmentalism, racism.
Racism. Okay, wait. So my go-to place, I have a couple of go-to places, but the main go-to fast food that I'm into is like a consistent one is Jack in the Box. And it's because I hated Jack in the Box for so long that I wouldn't eat it. And then I discovered the Jack spicy chicken sandwich, and I get two of those dog food tacos. And that is my go when I'm like depressed and I'm like, I'm getting something to eat. And I'd go to Jack in the Box. But
what's that? Are you saying that to your family as you slam the door?
Yeah, slam. I'm getting something to eat. And I go to Jack and have this total self-indulgent meal, spicy chicken sandwich, and I even put more of that buffalo sauce on it. And then unsweet tea. And then those two dog food tacos, and they're so good. Those tacos defy science, too. Because there's a slice of American cheese in it. You can't put American cheese in a taco. It doesn't make sense. It's the unified theory of everything. It's like energy being wave particles and light particles. A wave and particles. It's like it's two things at once. It's amazing. But they throw the lettuce in before they put it in the fryer.
What? You do?
Yeah, they throw lettuce in.
I haven't had a taco there.
Oh, you got to go, Ethan. It's the best thing you'll ever put in your mouth.
But that's something I like about Jack in the Box, but it's also overwhelming is there's so many options.
Oh, that's true.
It's everything. It's like just a bunch of fat guys sat around a room thinking like, oh man, could you imagine if there's like jalapeno poppers?
I know, mac and cheese bites.
Hot wings.
Mac and cheese bites.
Mac and cheese fried with bacon. Yeah, it's just insane.
Hush puppies. Whoever invented the hush puppy is messed up. You're just asking for it. There's nothing redeeming about a hush puppy. I also like Burger King has like these rodeo burgers. They're like a bacon Western thing. It's got like bacon and barbecue sauce and like onion rings on it.
Onion rings in there. Yeah, those are good.
Or the Wendy's, which I don't like Wendy's because I used to work there. I have a hard time stepping in there. But when Angie goes, she'll get me the jalapeno bacon burger. That's a good burger. In-N-Out.
Yeah,
and then when I'm in California, it's all Del Taco. That's all I do. I run that through me. Del Taco. Oh.
Yeah, there's no appeal. Del Taco for me. Yeah, Jack in the Box for me is my like I have a side of me that is it's almost a demonic side that just wants to eat the worst possible thing, like trying to destroy myself.
Does it have to taste good?
That'll be Jack in the Box. No, it'll be it's just that fast food. It all kind of turns into a white noise when you're eating it. You know,
you're overweight, so to you, there's a moral. It becomes a moral element, right? It's like it's evil. Yeah. It's like self-punish and self-loathing is connected.
It's weird. It's a weird thing there. Yeah. Yeah. When I eat that, so there's this weird thing in me. I just want to get the worst stuff on the menu. Like, oh yeah, give me some of those jalapeno poppers and. So I try to stay away from Jack in the Box.
You go back to being a 14-year-old boy in your head.
I feel like I'm being good if I go to Chick-fil-A. Oh, it's just chicken sandwiches.
Oh man. Angie does bring me home just the breast, just the chicken breast. And I always think like, what is she saying? What are you saying? I can't.
What?
Okay, I won't eat the bun. She's like, I thought you were all low carb. I go, yeah, I'm low carb, but still.
You guys all got to enjoy yourselves and I got to eat this?
Yeah. Yeah. And she gets it for herself, too. She'll get the non-bun thing because she's just so much more disciplined than me. Okay. So what's the fast food joint that you will not go into just because it's so garbagey? Like you just go, no appeal. No appeal.
Probably Del Taco.
What? What?
I think I've only been to it with you, and I've never been. It feels like
You're not my friend anymore. You're evil. Del Taco
like
is sacred.
Taco Bell dialed back.
No. You're evil. Taco Bell is trash. That's like boiled meat. It's disgusting.
Taco Bell's fun.
It is fun. They put a Dorito on the outside.
They wrap Doritos around
as an
things.
apology for their food. They're like, we're sorry. We're going to give you a stunt. We put the beans on the outside of the taco. That's what I'm waiting for is beans on the outside. So you have to like just...
He's just holding a loaf of beans.
Yeah. It's called the Psycho Taco. And it would probably be one of their top sellers and all the kids would be like, yay. It'd be like all stuck all over the bag. When they open up the wrapper.
It's like a bag of Doritos covered in beans. Just bite into it. Crunchy on the inside.
It's called the We Give Up meal. It's like we just threw all the ingredients in a Ziploc bag. We give up. And we run it over with a car. So you won't step in a Del Taco.
There's really no fast food restaurant I won't step into. So
yeah.
I'm least likely to.
Like the grody one, I don't know if you know this, so I don't want to get too obscure, but Bojangles. No, they have Bojangles out here. That's pretty disgusting. I couldn't do it. I really need to discover something. Long John Silver's I would never step into.
Is that fish?
Yeah. Does that sound at all appealing to you? Like fast food?
They have a drive-through?
I would think so.
Huh.
You know, there's always like these kind of dog food.
It sounds like a place old people would eat.
Yeah, but like I always go by or an H Salt fish and chips. I don't even know if those are still open, but I drive by those Long John Silver's and I go, how do you stay open? Same thing with there's always some grody Dairy Queen or Foster's Freeze where I go, it's a miracle that place is open.
Yeah, Dairy Queen got me for a period of time back in Coos Bay when they had this fire burger. It was a spicy burger, and it was my friend introduced me to it, and we got hooked on them. But
oh, really? That sounds good. Now maybe I have to try it.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm amazed that the burger portion of their menu continues to thrive. If it still does, I don't know. I don't go to Dairy Queen very often. Out here, Dairy Queens are very neglected.
Yeah, I don't think anyone goes very often.
I think Dairy Queen feels kind of like a Walmart type place. Like in the big city, Walmart's kind of the trashy, dumpy place.
Yeah.
And
in the country,
there's all these other options, but out in rural,
in the country, it's like Gottschalk's or Nordstrom's.
It's Shangri-La. Yeah, like Dairy Queen is a place everybody like. You go out to the beach and there's one Dairy Queen on that road heading back home, and everybody stops for ice cream. It's really nice. Yeah, so Dairy Queen has a different vibe in smaller towns for me.
Yeah, and because I used to work at Wendy's, I would pick Wendy's last.
Oh yeah.
It was a long time since I stepped in. Another guilty pleasure. I like Wiener Schnitzel. That takes me back to when I was 5 and my dad would take me to Wiener Schnitzel in Norwalk. And then the other one is Arby's. So he used to take me to Arby's, but I just couldn't stand the thought of going there. It's pretty infrequent. But when they did we have the meats guy, he turned me on enough.
Really? He makes me want to boycott it. I can't stand those commercials.
We have the meats. I go, that's so funny. That's such a funny phrase, and his voice is so awesome. I'm going to go try an Arby's. I got to be that guy.
But on Wendy's, just a side note, when I was in high school, I got chili at Wendy's, and I was eating this one piece, and I was chewing on it a bunch, and I was like, this is really chewy. And I finally pulled it out of my mouth. It was a used Band-Aid.
Oh, no.
I'd been working somebody's used Band-Aid for quite a while before I realized what it was. Just sucking the juices out of it.
That's rank. It's so rank. That fell off.
I've never had chili at Wendy's since then.
Fell off some guy's mouth sore. Okay, so we did.
All right, well,
did we do one yet? Is that it?
We did. That's it. We went. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Audio Mullet. I hope that you have learned something today.
Exactly. What is the moral of today's story? Do better.
The moral of today's story is go listen to another podcast.
Audio Mullet, a mullet of audio smashing you in the face. Audio Mullet, short in front, long in back, it's a fact, it's the Audio Mullet.
Try to be more progressive, be more open-minded, and not tribal.
And go to Del Taco. I'm Doug Tenaple.
And I'm Ethan Nicole. Go to Chick-fil-A. Bye.
I have to go to the bathroom. Let me stop the recording. Yeah. All right. I'll see you back here in a minute.